Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and Big Brucey Phillips is on the line with me to talk Murray Towns cricket and Alexandra and Eastern Hills cricket. How are you, Bruce?
Yeah, good, thanks, Dan. And, a big week in cricket, we might say. And it was pretty much a round in round 5 of top teams playing the bottom.
Let's get straight into it with Mannum and Meningie. And Mannum absolutely smoked them 4 for 337 from their 45 overs. That is just a massive score, and Meningie all out for 124 in reply.
Yeah, great effort for the Mannum side there by Nick Lindner, who was not out 181. He smashed 14 fours and 8 sixes in one of the best displays I've seen. We live streamed this match on MFL TV, and it was just an absolute, just an unbelievable knock, and he certainly got the job done for the Kookaburras. And not to mention Zach Muir, 118, and those two put on a 290-run stand for the third wicket, which set the match up, and 4 for 337. Best of the bowlers. Well, it was a pretty tough day at the office, but Tyson Bradley, the man they call Turtle, 2 for 54 from 9 overs, was their best. Now, in fairness to Meningie, they did have a couple of their good players out, which didn't help them, and that was, fitting, and you could see that in the result. They went out and chased that runs, and a good performance by John Zatto. I reckon he's run into some form for the Bears, and or the Mullets, they're calling them down there now, with 64. So good effort there by John Zatto, and a cameo at the top from Tim Orr with 17 till he was unluckily run out by Stewie Willis. Best of the Mannum bowlers. They shared the wickets around using 6 bowlers, but all getting wickets. But Josh Boylan, 3 for 50 from his 9 overs, was the best.
A day to remember for Mannum, that's for sure. Let's have a look at our next game. The Wanderers with a pretty easy win over Monarto. Monarto all out for 90. Wanderers chased it down 94 for 2 in just 13 overs.
Yeah, right on the money there, and probably Monarto's poor performance was due to the fact their captain, Ty Pfeiffer, didn't play, who's been knocking up anything between 50 and 80 this season, so he a big out for them, and the Black Caps really did struggle. They were led by lots of players that got starts. Daniel Matthews, 17, Josh Milewaters, 14, Ethan Smith, 19, and Harry Miles, 17. So 4 batsmen there just couldn't go on and get a 50 and push that score up. Best of the bowlers for the Wanderers was 3 for 20 from 8.2 overs from Cameron Cox, the man they call CC, and he really is hitting his straps and playing some good cricket since transferring this year from Karoona, with Karoona not having a side. In the reply, as you said, yeah, they've done it pretty comfortably. Cox in a man-of-the-match performance, 48 he made, and they made those runs, 2 for 94 in 13 overs to get the win.
And Maipalonga, speaking of one-sided easy wins, well, they were 6 for 282, and TBCC all out for 85.
Yeah, Taylor and Ben, they're really struggling this year, but there was some positives, and that's what the club's got to look at each week, the positives to come out of matches. You know, the younger guys that are really stepping up in a senior cricket, and there was a couple in this match. Let's have a look at Maipalonga. Well, they probably wouldn't have wanted Maipo to bat first, Taylor and Ben, but they did, and it was Stephen Mills, another century, or right up there this time. He got the 100 a couple of weeks ago. He got 96 not out, so he's tipped Stephen Mills to be the best and highest run scorer in Murray Towns this season. I reckon at the moment he sits right on top. Aaron's room made 73, another good knock for him, 100 a couple of weeks ago. So, look, Maipalonga right now, arguably one of South Australian community cricket's best sides going around, and they really have one hand on the trophy. In the best of the bowling for the Taylor and Ben, it was Brad Kleinik, 3 for 42 from 7. This bloke is just an absolute gun. He actually had a bad accident when he was a lad, and he won't mind me saying this, and he lost his eye. So he's only got the one eye, and he certainly is one-eyed Taylor and Ben. He just loves the club, and look, he's probably, you could nearly say he's probably near the end of his days of playing A-grade cricket, but still putting the cap on for the club, and 3 for 42 from his 7 overs. A couple of weeks ago, he made 55 out of 100, not out, if you don't mind, with one eye, and it's just an incredible performance. when you think about it, what you can achieve with a disability, and a great performance by Brad Kleinig. In reply, as you said, all out for 85, Taylor Ben, and it was Paul Agilis. One of the positives to come out of the match, made 26. Another one was Lucas Piggott, 21 not out. Great performances by these two, and that's what Taylor Ben have got to take into the weeks ahead of them, the positives to come out of the matches and work on those positives. Maipo shared the bowling around, but the best figures, Lockie's Rim, taking the honours. Not a bad day out. 4 for 8 of 4 overs, and Maipo really are travelling very nicely at the minute. But looking at Taylor Ben's bowlers, the best of them there, as we said, Brad Kleinig, a great game from him, and he really is a standout too and a positive for the club.
Okay, so Taylor Bend winless on the bottom of the ladder, and Maipalonga, you've said they've got one hand on the cup. Well, they're comfortably on top, sitting at 4-1. Wanderers at 4-1 as well, but Maipo, their net run rate almost double that of the Wanderers, so they have been dominant, and it's another big weekend of action this weekend. Maipo taking on Meningi, and in our next game, the Wanderers taking on Manham and Taylor Bend taking on Monarto. So that is the state of play in the A grade of Murray Towns cricket. Let's have a look over at Alexandra and Eastern Hills, and round 6 was a big one. Macclesfield all out for 121. Langhorne Creek 7 for 204 from their 45 overs, running out pretty comfortable winners.
Yeah, they continue on their merry way, undefeated to Langhorne Creek, and Jasper Tonkin there with 59, and Troy Blackwell not out 53. Great performances both half centuries. For Macclesfield, it was the best in the bowling, 2 wickets apiece. Luke Johns 2 for 34 from 9, and Joseph Lyons 2 for 38 from 6 were amongst their best in the bowlers. Macclesfield chasing that 200 mark was just too much for them, and they were bowled out for, as you said, 121. And Lachlan Barrett, the vice-captain, 55 not out, in a good dig for the club. And the best of the Langhorne Creek bowlers, well, they shared the wickets around, but it was Daniel Crop, the crop duster, 3 for 22 from 7, and Ben Warren, the vintage Warren, 3 for 6 from 3. So good to see Benny Warren, one of the real greatest veterans and players of Alexandra and Eastern Hills cricket. 14 hundreds to his name, absolute champion with a bat, and a great bloke, helps us out at MFL TV. So a good win there to the Creeks.
All right, Benny Warren just as good with the cricket ball or the cricket bat as he is with the footy in hand. Love to see that. Let's have a look at Nan taking on Bremer Callington, and Bremer Callington all out for 133. Nan managed to get there with 3 wickets in hand and only a handful of overs to spare. So a good chase. They got there, I wouldn't say comfortably in the end, but they certainly got there and got the win.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a scare went through the camp there at one stage, but they settled and got the job done. As you said, for Bremer Callington, it was Alex Durbridge up the top with 77. It's a pretty lone hand out of 133, so a great effort by him. And the best of the bowlers, well, they were sharing it around again. Caleb Walker, 3 for 23 from 9, good figures. But the man of the match, Zach Llewellyn, 5 for 15 from just 26 balls. That's not a bad effort at all to take the player of the match. Nan chasing that 130-odd, never in too much trouble due to Luke Timmins, who didn't get going last night in the T20 competition against the Adelaide Hills Bucks. Timmins 43, and couple down the bottom not out, Tom May 11, and Darren Milton not out 16. Pushed that up to 7 for 134 in the 37th over to get the job done. Best of the bowlers for Bremer Callington, 2 wickets apiece to Alexander Durbridge and Ryder Dolman.
Strathalbyn had a good win over Harndorf as well. Harndorf all out for 153, nearly used all their 45 overs, and Strath got there, only lost 4 wickets along the way and had about 7 overs to spare, so they sort of trundled their way there, slow and steady, and they got there pretty comfortably in the end.
Yeah, they certainly did. Harndorf had quite a few batsmen that got starts. Their best batsman, Daniel Jenner, sadly was run out for 18, and that really did set them back. They lost some early wickets to be in trouble at 4 for 47, but they did recover, and a good performance. A cameo effort from Hudson Judd down the bottom in 26 not out, which ended up being their top score. for them. In the best of the bowling, it was 2 wickets apiece to Matty Roberts, Kane Gator and Lachlan Cutting opening the bowling. Good to see young Lockie there grabbing a couple of wickets, but he came in for a bit of stick early opening the bowling. So Strathalbyn chasing that Harndorf total, never in doubt really. Luke Cousins at the top, the hard-hitting Luke Cousins, smashed 70 off 89 balls, and he really did steer the ship for them. 17 not out to Ash Medhurst and 27 not out to Matt Harris in an unfinished stand at the end, pushing them up to 154 for 4 in the 38th over to get the points.
Last game for us to look at, Brucey. Lobethal won the toss and batted, all out for 174. Got the job done as they bowled Woodside all out for 132. So a good win all round for Lobethal. Some good totals with the bat. But yeah, looks like their bowlers got the job done in this one.
Yeah, 174. Usually a winning score in one-day matches. Mitchell Weeks at the top there, the captain with 50, getting right amongst it. Jeremy Hackett, one of their big recruits this year, with 40 back to the club. Lockie Bates, 20. Sammy Graver, 23. So, yeah, some good starts there. The best of the bowlers, Harrison Reid, 3 for 43 from 9. And Nick Johns at the top, 3 for 20, opening the bowling from 6 overs. But they were pipped by Chris Bachira. And I really, he got 4 for 17 from 8.1. And I've umpired, as you know, in the Alexandra Eastern Hills. And Chris Bachira, he doesn't look much, when you're standing behind umpiring, but he just seems to get the wickets. And it does move the ball a little bit. And he just seems to play well for Woodside, and he got the job done for them. Chasing that total, Woodside, as you said, fell short, 132, and quite a few batsmen there getting starts. Again, Trent Young, 22, James Bradley, 32, Brad Collins, 24, the captain, and just wasn't enough for them. And in the bowling department, well, a lot of bowlers used by Lobethal. In fact, the biggest over the association weekend with some 9 bowlers getting a roll, and there was 3 bowlers getting 2 wickets. Jeremy Hackett, 2 for 31, 2 for 37 for Lachlan Ellsworthy, and Dave Huxter, the veteran, 2 for 11 from his 2 overs. Probably the bowling honours. Good day for Lobethal in the Derby.
Langhorne Creek undefeated on top of the ladder ahead of Lobethal at 5-1 and Strath at 4-2. This weekend, Bremer Callington play Strath, Langhorne Creek and Harndorf. Lobethal play Macclesfield and Nairn taking on Woodside. Brucey, thank you very much for your time today. Always great to chat cricket with you. Looking forward to doing it again soon.
We'll speak to you again. Thanks for that, Dan.